Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Those of you who attended the officer training, we welcome you back into the main room. We know you learned a lot and have information now to take to your club. I'm joined for this closing session with our dynamic speaker. Assisting me in this session is our facilitator, Distinguished Toastmaster Linda Chapman. Take it away, Linda.
Thank you very much, DTM Robinson. It gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend, Dr. Maurice Fuller, who is a clinical pharmacist, an ordained interfaith minister, a certified spiritual counselor, a certified mindfulness teacher, a certified trainer of Jack Canfield's success principles, and a motivational transformational speaker. Maurice has been a member of Universal Toastmasters and Universal Advanced Toastmasters since 2008 and 2010, respectively. He has achieved 2 distinguished Toastmaster designations. He has served various officer roles in both clubs. At the district level, he served as past Distinguished Area Governor to Division E, Area 51, and as a past Club Coach Chair for District 47, and as a President's Distinguished Division Director in 2018. At the international level, he represents Toastmasters Region 8, District 47 as a content pilot liaison, working on developing the revitalized education curriculum, now renamed Pathways, which we are working with today. Maurice is a past district director for District 47, and under his leadership, earned the Distinguished District Award for the year 2018-2019. He was also awarded District Director of the Year for Region 8 at the International Convention in summer 2019. Throughout his Toastmasters career, he presented many workshops to the district, divisions, areas, clubs, and TLIs. He's passionate about helping people to feel alive, grounded, and purposeful by motivating and empowering them to recognize how self-awareness and introspectively looking at themselves in a healthy, balanced way supports and helps to reach their potential goals and overall success. He has facilitated retreats, workshops, and classes on spiritual and mindfulness practices, exploring ways of translating mindfulness teachings and spiritual practices in an urban lay context and supporting others in the practice of awakening. The title of his interactive keynote this afternoon is Reignite Your Passion for Toastmasters, which is designed to help us reclaim power over our lives, recalibrate our mindset to see new possibilities, and focus on positive outcomes while recharging our purpose and passion for achieving our goals and living our best life. We will engage in powerful activities that will remind us of who we are and what we are truly capable of accomplishing. No need for further introduction. I want to welcome Dr. DTM, my friend, Maurice Fuller. Maurice.
Thank you so much, Linda, for that introduction. Before we start, could you make Linda a co-host, because she's going to help me with some things that we have to do today. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Madam Division Director, for this opportunity to be a keynote speaker for this Division A TLI this year. So one of the things I wanted to do was to present this presentation a little bit different than just standing here and just pretty much just talking away or talking at you. And I'm looking for my PowerPoint. I can't see you. Let me just do this one more time. Okay, this is not working.
What are you having trouble with, Maurice?
The same thing we had before. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, let me present it a different way. I'm going to go into the advanced. Okay, there you go. Much better. So before me, we had one of our past district governors, who actually was a LJET at my time when I was an era governor, Toastmaster Pamela Rule. And Toastmaster Pamela talked about reigniting our passion for Toastmasters, in it to win it. And I thought that was an awesome presentation. She talked about a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm still going to talk about some of them. But what was very, very good about her presentation, she challenged us to recognize the gifts that we have that kind of like push us over the edge to our purpose. She asked us to be confident, to focus on our journey, to build strong foundations in Toastmasters, and to use our talents. And our talents, fellow Toastmasters, are really our passion. And what are we here to do? We are here to share those talents, those passions with people in the world. I was also very excited when I stayed around for the presentation on the Youth Leadership Program and saw Jean-Michael and Anna, two young youths of our society who have participated in the Youth Leadership Program, and how dynamic they were with their presentation. And just the way they presented, you could have heard their passion. Earlier, as I was scanning those people who were in the presentation, I saw a lot of people that I knew. I saw Kathy Dyke. I remember Kathy. Kathy was one of the Toastmasters when I was an area director, who encouraged me to become the person I am today. Pamela as well did the same thing. I had to work with lots of people through my journey. Linda was one of them. Linda and I worked in the district. Linda was my public relations officer. Josette Sims was my finance manager. And they kept me on my toes. They don't know what they were doing. Today, we also have Rodney Bean. Rodney is passionate about public relations, and you can see it. Look at those presentations. Look at those things that he has been producing for the district. I am so, so impressed. Earlier, I saw Alex. We call him Farmer Alex. Alex is passionate about natural foods and farming. And the list goes on. So my fellow Toastmasters, what I'm going to talk about today is how we are going to reignite our passion. And the main things that we're going to talk about is how to reclaim our power, how to calibrate your mindset, and how to recharge your purpose. But before we even do that, let's have a little fun. Now, I don't know if my humor it could be corny. You tell me later on after this presentation, but I'm going to use some cartoons this morning to start off the fun. So let's start with this one. Before COVID, I'm calling the police. After COVID, look how things switch. I am calling the police. I want to see you guys laughing. Okay, another COVID. It's from Earth. Check this out, Lysol. Toothpaste, toothbrush to toilet paper. I hate my job. And toilet paper says, oh, please. And something for our Toastmasters life. I'm so nervous. I feel like you're all in my stomach. And this is a speaker at the Butterfly Awards. And finally, how do we prepare for a Zoom meeting? And we do this all the time. But look what this person did. Could be a Toastmaster too. His cat is on the wall. And this one is for me. I'm about to achieve one of my greatest passions in life, dessert. So Toastmasters, let's begin. How many of you are just totally over with this pandemic? Let me see a show of hands. Awesome. How many of you are feeling depleted or just totally disconnected from the life that you want to live? Give me a thumbs up. It happens to the best of us, especially after a year and a half of what we have just had. The world has been changing so rapidly on so many different levels with no end in sight. And when you're living with that kind of constant uncertainty, not to mention the ongoing responsibilities and distractions that we have in daily life, it can all be too easy for us to lose sight of the experiences that we want to create for ourselves. That's why now is a perfect time. This is the perfect time for you to take a personal time out to reconnect and rededicate yourself to your goals and dreams. So today, here's your chance to get the insight, the clarity you need to launch yourself into 2022, bursting with energy and purpose to create the life that you truly desire. You want to make yourself happy and for fulfillment. So let's get started. So one of the first things we're going to do today and talk about is a mental reset. We're going to reset our minds, and we're going to focus on how we are going to reclaim our power. Many people find it hard to make real progress towards their goals because they have given up their power to someone or something else. How do you say this, Maurice? How do you say this? It's true. By blaming that person or the thing for their current circumstances instead of taking full responsibility and full control of their lives. Say if you lose your job, some people blame the economy. If you're unhappy, they blame their partner for breaking up with them. If they're overweight, like me, years ago, I used to blame drunk food for targeting me. If you had low self-esteem, people blame their parents. The problem is, though, that when you think like this, you end up giving the person or that thing you're blaming power. The economy, the ex, the food industry, your parents, they can have huge power over you. So let's forget about that. You are letting them determine the outcomes you get in life, and you're acting as if you're powerless to do anything about it. But Toastmasters, you are not powerless. In fact, you are the only person that have real power over your life and destiny. You might not be able to control the events that happen in your life, but you have absolute control over how you choose to respond to those events. It is your responsibility events that determine the outcomes you get in life. If I could only teach you one thing about life today, it would be this. To succeed, you have to take 100% responsibility for your life. When you stop blaming others and focusing instead on taking full responsibility for your circumstances, you go from being a helpless victim to play a more active, solution-focused role in your life. Instead of obsessing over problems, you focus on solutions. Instead of asking, how could this happen to me? What can I learn from this? Instead, you should ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And how can I transform it into something positive? The thing is, you get to choose how you think about the world and how you respond to the events that happen in your life. And that's, my friends, is the good news. Instead of blaming others for your problems, you can focus your energy on becoming more knowledgeable and capable to solve those problems successfully. You can choose to ask for help or pursue opportunities to improve your skills and expertise so you can begin to get better results in everything that you do. One of the things I do was to seek out mentors who have already accomplished the goals that I wanted to achieve. I want to learn how they did it. And so you can choose to do the same as well. One of the big things though, what stops us in our tracks and get us stuck is that we are unable to forgive people. You can choose to forgive the people who have done you wrong so that they always no longer live rent-free in your head. And your mind becomes liberated so that you can focus more on the positive thoughts that empower you instead of imprisoning you. You always have a choice. Everything you do in life starts with a decision. Even doing nothing is still a decision. The key to success is deciding to take action towards your goals that will bring you more joy and abundance into your life. And you, fellow Toastmasters, are the only person that can do it. Now, unfortunately, many of us are reluctant to take full responsibility of our lives. I used to be like that. But because if you're one of those persons who is responsible, who's unresponsible, it doesn't mean that you fail. Or else you'll only have yourself to blame. That idea scares a lot of people. They think that if they fail, they themselves are failures, which of course is not true at all. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can, or think you can't, you are right. On a fundamental level though, your thoughts create your reality. So if you think that you have the capacity to assume total control over your life, take on new challenges, learn from your mistakes, and persevere to get the results you want, you will. But if you believe that no matter how hard you try, you'll never succeed, guess what? Your fears will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's why self-confidence is so important, and why the best action that you can take to start reclaiming your power is to grow your self-esteem by remembering what you are truly capable of achieving. This is one of the many reasons people come to Toastmasters. In order to become the kind of person who is capable of taking full responsibility for your life and taking bold, really bold actions towards your goal, first, you must believe that you are that kind of person. And I know that all of you are. You guys have the capacity to accomplish any goal you can imagine. If you can visualize a goal for yourself, you have that inherent ability to make that dream a reality. And all you need to do is to take action on it. So now we're going to, it's activity time, let's say that. So let me change my slide here. One of the simple ways of taking back your power is eliminating the words "I can't" from your vocabulary. Let's put this to a test with our first activity. So get a piece of paper and pencil in the meantime. But in a moment, I'm going to ask you each to think about some of the things that you might say, "I can't do." Things that seriously you struggle with. "I can't" is often a lie we tell ourselves or others. So for the vast majority of things that you say you can't do, the truth is you are choosing not to do them. Why? Because it simply hasn't been a priority for you in your life. So for example, I used to say this: "I can't ski," but the truth is I've never bothered to learn. If I took lessons and practice, I would absolutely be able to ski. So the same thing goes for things like learning a language, asking your boss for a range, or just start a life-changing project. I encourage you today to take back your ownership over your life by listing as many things as you can that you say you can't do, and then to transform them into what I call "I won't" statements. So here are some examples. If you say, "I can't speak in front of a large audience," the "I won't" statement would be, "I won't speak in front of a large audience." I can't get out of debt. Transform that to, "I won't pay off my debt." I can't choose to lose weight. I used to say that. I won't lose weight. So here's what we're going to do. It's your turn. And so put in the chat at least, or write down 5 "I can't" statements that you often find yourself saying. Okay, anybody putting it? You can put one in the chat at least. So engage yourself a little bit. "I cannot calculate that because I am bad at math." Okay, Deandra, hold on to that thought. We're going to transform it later on. George, "I can't go to bed early." Okay, George, hold on to that one. Andrea, "I can't sing that song." Hold on to that, Andrea. We're going to transform it lately, in a minute. "I can't run a marathon." "I can't play an instrument," and so forth. All right, so let's stop. Now, let's do something else. Let's change that statement. transform it to a I won't statement. Okay, so those who put it in before, I won't learn Italian. I won't play an instrument. Who else? They're going so fast. Okay, Deandra, I won't calculate that because I'm bad at math. Okay, I won't sing that song. Okay. All right, let's stop. So how did that make you feel? How did it make you feel to transform I can't into I won't? So let's open up the chat and also the microphone and a few people can share how did that make them feel. And Linda, you can, if you're able to.
Inept.
I'm sorry?
I felt inept, like I suck.
You felt like you suck?
Yeah, like I can't, like I won't. I'm telling myself that I can't, that I just choose not to do it because I'm saying I can't.
Yeah, and then when you said I won't, what happened?
It made me identify that it's something that I'm choosing, right? That I'm choosing to say it in that fashion.
Okay, so the key word there is choose. Someone in the chat said limiting, and a bit embarrassed. But when you transformed it, how did that make you feel? Can you speak into the mic?
Like Nyla, I felt at first when I said I can't, it felt like I recognized a weakness. But when I said I won't, it's like I gave up before I even tried to do it. And so, like she said, I chose not to do it because I basically put myself at a handicap without even trying to see if I was good at it or if I could do it.
Okay, so what else was different about it? Stay with me. Anything else?
The I won't statement for me was, in a sense, empowering because I took ownership of.
There you go. My division A and mentee director. Yes, the I won't statement tells you that you had a choice. It gave you empowerment, which is different because the I can't is also so limited as, I can't remember who said that, but whoever said it limited, that was like a word, a good word for that. So there are no I can'ts, only I choose not to. Did you all get that? There are no I can'ts, there are only I choose not to. So if you want to be successful, you need to eliminate the phrase, I can't. Sorry, I read that from the slide. So, what I can't do you need to eliminate from your life? My suggestion to you is to use the law of replacement to replace your I can't with a I won't. So, for example, I can't answer all my emails, and that's a real thing for me. Replace that with, I won't answer all my emails. Nobody, absolutely nobody, can make you do anything. You always have a choice. So let's now declare that for ourselves. On the count of 3, turn on your mics and say this aloud with me. I always have a choice. Okay, so let's turn off your mic.
Always have a choice.
I always have a choice.
Wait, let me count first. Let me count first. 1, 2, 3. I
always have a choice.
Have a choice.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. So the next reset focus I'm going to talk to you about is to recharge your purpose and passion. And I'd like to start by asking you a question. What drives people relentlessly forward on their path, even when the obstacles in front of them seem insurmountable? Any takers? I'll take two answers from, just open your mic and give me a quick answer. Anyone?
Yes.
I can't hear you. Okay, so I'm not, for some unknown reason, I'm not hearing you, but okay. So let me move on. The answer is an unshakable sense of purpose. That's why one of the most powerful success principles I always teach about, talk about, is for us to be clear why you are here. I believe that all of us were born with this unique life purpose. I like to call it a little seed that was planted inside you. Somewhere when we were put on this earth for us to do. You're living your life on purpose. And so when you begin to do the work that you love or good at for a reason, that's your purpose. But identifying, acknowledging, and honoring this purpose is always the most important thing that stops us from being a successful person. People who identify and acknowledge and honor their purpose take time to understand what makes them come alive. And then they pursue that with what? Passion and enthusiasm. So another question to you guys, what were you put on this earth to do? I'm not going to take any answers because we're going to do an activity that everyone will have an opportunity to try and figure this out in a short time. Without a purpose in life, it's easy to get sidetracked on your life journey. It is easy to wander and drift, accomplishing very little. But with a purpose, though, everything seems to fall in place. Have you ever had that situation where, you know, you love doing this, you love doing that, and you put out in the universe that you want to do something, and then all of a sudden, everything starts happening for you? So to be on purpose means then that we are always doing what we love to do, what we're good at, and accomplishing it is the most important thing that you have on top of your mind to do it. So one of the things I want you to notice that when we're living on purpose, the people, the resources, and the opportunities have a way of just naturally gravitating towards you. It will get a little easier for you to get things done, and also to find support you need to achieve all of your desired results. It would also be so much easier for you to stay focused and stay on track with your goals. So a strong sense of purpose keeps you motivated, increases your dedication and drive to keep you going, even when times get tough. So our second activity, we are going to look at our purpose. We're going to try to come up with something that helps us to put us on with a clear sense of purpose over the next 12 months. So now I have listed here on this slide, your job, your financial, your relationship, health and fitness, recreation, personal, You know, what contribution do you want to make a difference in the world? And also what it is you're passionate about for with Toastmasters. And we're going to look at what your purpose is right now. So the key to creating a life of deep joy, meaning, and abundance is to discover this purpose and then to use it as a compass to guide you into the direction of your dreams. So remember now, your purpose gives you motivation. You need to keep going, that you need to keep going on when times get tough. It answers this question: why the heck am I doing this again? Sometimes we forget why we're doing something. When you're clear on it though, nothing can stop you from achieving your goals. And even when you run into roadblocks, obstacles, you can find the willpower, wherever it comes from, you need to overcome these challenges. One of the things I will encourage you to do is once you find your purpose, you should revisit that purpose annually or frequently so that you are able to make sure that you are on target. So now, get your pens and paper. We are going to discover how to discover our purpose. So on a piece of paper, I would love for you to write, what are the 1 or 2 qualities you most enjoy expressing in the world? These qualities could be something like enthusiasm, happiness, creativity, understanding, faith, optimism, confidence, curiosity, intelligence, kindness, whatever that resonates with you most. For example, mine are love and joy. So just write down 2 qualities that most resonate with you right now. Susan says health and vitality. Somebody put, not somebody, Aura said gratitude. Rodney says faith and joy. Awesome. Okay, creativity and happiness. All right, so let's move on to the second question. How do you most enjoy expressing these qualities in your life? What actions or activities give you the best opportunity to express these qualities? So for example, do you enjoy expressing those qualities by teaching others? Some people write books, creating art, using your computer skills, making music, making people laugh, healing people, working in nature, demonstrating excellence. Now, no surprise for me, it's always about inspiring and empowering people. So write your 2 down, make a note of them because we're going to do something with it. So it'll take a few minutes to write a description of what the world would look like for you if you were operating, if it were operating perfectly according to you. For example, in my perfect world, everybody's living their highest vision where they are doing, being, and having everything they want in life. So what do you want in your perfect world for 2022? Write that down on a piece of paper. So now combine all three of these ideas in one statement. The qualities you most enjoy expressing, the ways you enjoy expressing them, and your vision for the ideal world. This statement will give you valuable clarity on your purpose. So I'm going to give you some examples here. But before that, I'll tell you mine. My purpose is inspiring and empowering people to live their highest vision in the context of love and joy, in harmony with the highest good for all concerned. So do you see how I brought the three elements into the statement? This has been my life purpose for many years, and it has motivated me to change people's lives I interact with. And even when I give my speeches of Toastmasters, usually that's one of the aims that I try to put into the speech. So that makes it empowering and motivational. And so you can combine your three ideas into a powerful purpose statement. And I'm going to give you some examples of what they could look like while you're doing that. So it could be something like this: empowering others to achieve their destiny through playfulness and humor, creating fun and innovative fitness programs that inspire people to become healthy, happy, and strong, liberating women and promoting equality by teaching girls around the world how to code. So now it's your turn. What does your life purpose look like? And when you think you have this and brave enough, whoever wants to open or put it in the chat, we would welcome it. Oh, and there's some already in the chat. Okay, I saw Rodney's. My purpose is to remind people of who they are and help them see themselves as their creator intended. See? Simple and directly to the point. Antonio, I want a world that the people take care of each one for the rest of their family. Awesome. Susan, my purpose is to be an example of health and vitality, to inspire others to become the best version of themselves. Valdo, my perfect world, everyone would be optimistic, even in the most difficult situations. We would be kind to each other and supportive to each other. So Valdo, I would encourage you to rephrase this and start it with my purpose. My purpose is to. And Michael, my purpose is to motivate youth to take advantage of all your education options available. Awesome, awesome. So we all have a purpose, and because I know a lot of you, I can actually see you living your purpose. Awesome, Deandra. Okay. Did anyone want to open your mic and to throw out their purpose? Just be bold. bold because I'm going to ask you to do something with your purpose as well. Copy your purpose down on a piece of paper. Okay. Nobody? Come
My
on.
purpose is
Yeah, so go ahead, Andre.
Okay.
my purpose is to empower people through written communication to see that they have options. They're not powerless.
Awesome. Okay. Who was
So
the other?
that was me, Maurice. Sorry, Rodney.
Okay, Rodney.
Like you say, so the universe connect. You said, my purpose is to remind people of who they are and help them see themselves as their creator intended.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to encourage you all to play around with it and to craft your ideas into a statement that will keep you motivated and inspired no matter what happens in the month ahead. Because when you are clear, very clear with your purpose, your goals will become so much easier to identify and they will be much easier to achieve. Now, as you work on the purpose statement, remember to have patience with yourself. I'm going to encourage you to, when you get off here, to think about this again. Figuring out your life purpose is probably one of the most biggest and important questions that you will ever have to answer. So, don't beat up on yourself if it felt like you didn't get it right. But what you're understanding from this presentation today is how to bring it together. And the most important thing, of course, is to keep asking yourself these questions and exploring the answers that come to you. And when you do that, your goals will align, like I said before. So for some people, coming up with a clear, defined purpose can be daunting. Don't worry about that. It's your show. So keep it to yourself, just work on it slowly. And when you get it, I encourage you to recommit to your purpose every day. And what can you do? You can write down a little bit of sticky like this and stick it on your computer screen, stick it on your fridge, the bathroom mirror, wherever. But what you do when you do that is by keeping it in front of you, you will find it easier to remember that this is the purpose and how to align with those goals that you have already set. A great way to amplify, though, the impact of your purpose is to share it with others. So call up your friend, tell them what your purpose is, give a speech in Toastmasters, recommit and give a speech and talk about your purpose. When you tell people, this is the impact I want to make in the world, people will conspire with you. The universe will also conspire with you to make it happen. So here I'm going to give you all a challenge. Here's the challenge. What I want you to do is to write this down. I want to ask you to share this either on Facebook, in the Toastmasters Facebook, or in the division Facebook, wherever you want to put it. Start it like this. I just finished identifying my life purpose for the Reignite Your Passion for Toastmasters Challenge. Here is the kind of impact I want to have on the world. And you write your purpose. And then you end with this question. What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? Let's recommit to our Toastmasters journey. So I'm going to be looking out for some of these. So when you share your purpose with others, what is this really doing? You also strengthen your desire and motivation to show up in the world as the person that you want to be. This makes it so much easier to become the kind of person you are capable of achieving. W.B. Clement Stone said that tell people what you want to do, and they'll probably help others to do it. So what are the next steps? The next steps are to transform your purpose into action. The universe rewards people who take action. So, fellow Toastmasters, in closing, when I joined Toastmasters, I did so because I knew I was struggling with low self-esteem issues. Can you believe that, Maurice? Low self-esteem issues? Yes, that's true. But how did I discover this? Even though I was a loudmouth, everybody knew that. I love to laugh. Everybody knew that. I love to have fun. But when it was my time to seriously show up, I didn't have the self-confidence to speak my truth. I would get tongue-tied, and whatever I had to say got lost through all those ums and ahs. But when I joined Toastmasters and through the curriculum, I learned to be a better speaker. My confidence grew, and soon I was leading and mentoring others. The rest is history. You all know it. Many of you are aware of it, aware of my journey. And who knew? Not even me. Who knew I would become a district director one day? And so it is for many of you. I encourage you to nurture that tiny seed in you to become all that you dreamed to be. So release the brakes. Fellow Toastmasters, I often talk in my club about the seed of the Chinese bamboo tree. It takes 5 years to germinate, but once it comes above the ground, it takes 5 weeks to grow 95 feet tall. So now the question is, does the tree grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? And the answer, of course, is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years, in five years, I'm sorry. Now, as a tree was growing underground, let's think about this. And it was the same for me. I was developing a root system strong enough to support my potential. Had the tree not developed a strong foundation, it would not have sustained its life as it grew. Same thing with us. So, fellow Toastmasters, whenever you're struggling, just know that you are growing some strong roots. I hope this story tells you something. If you're struggling, working hard, but you can't see the results, it does not mean that you're not growing inwardly and that you are not developing the mindset and the foundation for you to become successful and achieve your dreams. Just know this, if you keep the faith, the vision, then one day you will grow up to reach higher heights than you ever imagined. My fellow Toastmasters, today I ask you to join me and our Division A team to reignite your passion for Toastmasters. And I'm District Division Director. Thank you.
Thank you,
Not fair.
past District Governor Maurice Fuller. I am so full right now, and I can tell by the reactions, the comments in the chat, you hit a home run. Thank you. It is now time for us, fellow Toastmasters, to recommit, re-engage, recharge, and re-excite ourselves within so that we can do the same with others in our clubs. Thank you. Our facilitator, Linda Chapman, will place in the chat an evaluation. Please complete that and provide feedback for our speaker, Maurice Fuller. Maurice, again, thank you for that uplifting message. I trust that our members heard something in your message that reminded them about why they joined Toastmasters and ignited a passion within them. Fellow Toastmasters, we now have come to the end of this TLI. But as Public Relations Manager Rodney Bean mentioned earlier, there is more. The learning and training does not stop. Division A will now hand over the mantle to our colleagues and friends at Division B under the leadership of Distinguished Toastmaster Roosevelt Jean-Francois as your Division B director. We have had some wonderful speakers, trainers, and facilitators. At this time, we would like to thank our trainers and facilitators who worked tirelessly with our members today. Without your expertise and knowledge, the training would not have been possible. Toastmasters is where leaders are made. We also want to thank our panelists and moderators who shared with us the joy of community programs and working with students in meaningful ways. To our presenter, Linda Eli, thank you for cracking the code to Pathways so we can ignite our passion. And another round of thanks goes to our inspirational speakers, Antonio Fernandez Elster, our Division A shooting star, and distinguished Toastmasters Pamela Roll and Maurice Fuller for pouring into us and elevating our passion for Toastmasters. On a personal note, I want to thank a few people. Putting on this TLI is truly has been a labor of love and dedication. And it does not happen just through me. I must thank the Division A area directors and the support team for going along with me on this journey. To my fellow division directors, thank you. Special thanks to Elizabeth George and Derek Garcia Rowe, who stood in the gap with me for planning this TLI. There's a saying in the Baptist church that, and maybe other denominations as well, but they were the ram in the bush. I cannot say that enough. Elizabeth and Derek, thank you so much. Your help means more than you will ever know. Fellow Toastmasters, one thing about this program is that you develop friendships and deep relationships along the way. And the people who you saw today, however they presented, are part of my family. Lisa Cummings and I worked together in the 2019-2020 year as area directors, and we're still hanging tight. My club members from Universal and Universal Advanced Toastmasters are here, the division directors and the area directors. My complete area director team filled in today as facilitators and presenters. Thank you, Fong Lu, the area director for the quarter. You have inspired so many. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. It has been my pleasure serving with you as the manager from this TLI. Have a great rest of your day, fellow Toastmasters. God bless, and I'll see you on the journey. Thank you.